Well, hello there, friends, and welcome to the Monday Show 56. I'm your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend, Roots. Roots, I hope you're doing well, sir, because I'm not. I'm not doing well at all.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the commotion in the Discord, and I was even saying that I feel like my time's being wasted. I'm watching everybody else's time get wasted, and I'm taking offense to it, and it's not even my own time, so it's getting out of control.
It's insanity, dude. I've never seen anything like it. Over the course of the last week, I've had a 3080 and probably about 20 different sharpening carts. I'm doing my due diligence, watching it like a hawk, hitting the button as soon as it shows up. No dice. Except for once. Yesterday, I managed to make it completely through the checkout process at Newegg, and they came back at me an hour later and canceled my order because of lack of stock. Um, and I mean, it was just more madness today. EVGA put their FTW3 cards up, had one in my cart. Buttons wouldn't work after I got to the shopping cart. I've been on the lines with customer service. I've been on the chat with customer service from many different companies. I mean, even after EVGA, you know, crapped out today, Nvidia actually dropped some cards, and I happened to just by chance catch the button and get one in my cart there too. But you know what? They put a captcha in to stop bots, and when I would solve the captcha, it would just stay there. It would check like, okay, good job, you passed, but then it wouldn't do anything else. It just sat there, and
Hmm.
I couldn't check out there either. And it's frustrating, man. I've barely slept. I've spent the better part of a week in this chair, and at this point, I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to die in this chair.
Well, I hope not, because that would be a horrible way to go. Man, that is crazy, dude. It sounds like everything you said last week was spot on to the. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen uh, a concerted effort to screw so many people across the board. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on, and I feel bad for you. I feel bad for Radio Runt. There's quite a few people in the Discord that have been doing exactly what you've been doing. And I know, like I said before, if anybody was going to get it, it was going to be you, because you're diligent. You're going to be hitting that crap. You're calling customer service, dude. I would never go that far. And it just the fact that you don't have one yet is a testament to what's happening, which is chaos.
Well, that's the thing, man. I won yesterday. I got one checked out and everything, man. That was it. It was over. And no, apparently it's never over. It's never over. But
Well,
yeah, what you said is absolutely true. You know me, and I can be a bit obsessive about things, and I can be very, very patient, and especially when I dedicate so much time into trying to accomplish something, I can't quit. I can't. I need to walk away. I need to take a break, but I won't. I'll try. I'll get away for 5 minutes, and then I'll hear the thing ding, and I'm pulled right back in for a couple more hours. So yeah, it's my blessing and my curse. I'm just a bit too persistent with this stuff, and I need to switch it off for a little while. And I did that for the Monday show, so maybe the Monday show will end up actually being my savior and giving me the respite that I so desperately need.
yeah, you need to rest. You need to step back and just I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I guess you need to get a 3080. That would solve everything. And what you said is true. I went through euphoria with you. Like I was playing Sea of Thieves last night. People said, "Oh, I think it was last night." They said, "Oh yeah, Wes got one," or maybe it was the day before. And I was like, "Hell yeah, dude!" We were all excited. We were talking about it, and then I don't know, it's like a few hours later, Radio Run's like, "No, he didn't get it." And I was like, "What the hell, dude? What is happening?" So yeah, I feel
Yeah,
your
you
blues.
you would think if you made it completely through the checkout process with a major retailer like that, that even if they didn't have a card for you, at the very least they would back order you or let you have a first dibs on the next ones that come in because they have more of a different brand after that. But it was back to the same old crapshoot.
What
So
did
they all say they're doing everything that they can, but they're not. I've had an account on Newegg for years. I've had an account on Nvidia for years, on EVGA for years. They could, if they wanted to, if they really wanted to, they could send out invitation links through the email instead of just having this open season free for all to the general public, and they could vet the customers. They know I'm a legit customer if they care to look. So they're not doing everything that they can, despite what they say. I honestly don't think that they care. As long as somebody's paying for it, I think that's the bottom line to these guys.
Yeah, well, so I'm assuming that's one of the customer service people you spoke with was Newegg. That'd be the
Oh,
one.
dude, I've sent emails like I learned my lesson on day one. So like when I got one in my EVGA cart and I couldn't pay for it because the buttons wouldn't work, I snapped a screenshot of it. So I sent him an email with the screenshot like, look, your thing's broken. I can't buy it. Give me some other means to buy it. Same thing with NVIDIA today. When I couldn't get past the CAPTCHA, I screen captured it. I shot like a 2-minute video of me repeatedly doing the CAPTCHA over and over again, saying, "See, it won't let me check out." But the problem is the people who actually have the authority to be able to help somebody like me aren't the people that you talk to with customer service. These are some people that are making $10 an hour at some call center somewhere, and they all have a script. They know exactly what to say. They just copy it and paste it, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, well, and that's pretty much they're told you're just gonna let this go happen, right? Because all of this is all feeding the prices staying high this whole time. People are still scalping them, right? And I know eBay, people have bots and there's counter bots and all that, but they're still being sold. There's people are still buying them, overpaying for them. It's still happening, and
Yeah,
I don't know. Why don't you pay
yeah,
twenty
I
five hundred for one?
refuse.
You're not gonna pay twenty
Yeah.
five hundred for one?
Well, I mean, 3090s are coming out tomorrow. We could all try to get one of those, right?
God, dude, did you see how thick that sucker was in the picture in the
Yeah.
Discord? That is, I
Look,
don't, it made me scared. I need to get it. If I got a 3090, I would need a bigger case, I think.
well,
That's,
luckily for me, I don't know if my power supply would push it. I've got a 750 power supply, good, nice Corsair, uh, like an 80 plus gold power supply. And I've got a great cooler. I've got a 360 millimeter AIO cooler. Again, Corsair, top of the line stuff. I don't know that the 750 would push it, but I'm pretty sure I'd be able to cool it. The
mm,
problem is if I were to drop that kind of money on a 3090, I'd have to upgrade my CPU. It would bottleneck for sure.
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy too, because we have the same, you have an 8700, right? Or
Yeah, I
six.
got
Yeah,
8700.
we got the same
And
one.
they're saying that people are saying now that that's not enough to run 3080, and I don't subscribe to that
No,
because I've never even come close to bottlenecking with my CPU.
I don't know. I don't think it'll bottleneck, but I am getting to the point because I started thinking about this the other day, Wes, because I've got my mindset that I've got like cutting edge stuff. And then I dawned on me, it's been like 3 or 4 years since I got my 8700. So it's starting to not be cutting edge anymore. Actually, it's not cutting edge. It's good. It's really good. But there's better out there. And Overg's opened my eyes. He just got up to the i9 10500 or whatever the hell it's called these days. And he said that the flight simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, runs smooth as butter with a 2080 Ti now. And so
Yeah, what it is, the 8700K is still fast enough from a clock speed perspective. The problem is that it's only 6 cores and 12 threads, where a lot of these more demanding applications these days, like Flight Simulator, like Gnomes and Goblins, uh, they need 8 cores and 12 threads. I
Hmm.
mean, the 8 core chips, I'm sorry, 8 cores and 16 threads. The 8 core chips have been around for years, but the game devs have never quite caught up to it. They've never quite developed for it until now. Now we're starting to see software that is optimized for 8 cores,
Mm.
and it kind of. I mean, it's a good thing that we, with already 700Ks that we have 12. Because some of the chips don't have hyper threading. So if you've got 6 cores, you just have 6 threads. But luckily, the 8700K, it has 12 threads, and it's super fast, nearly 5 gigahertz at boost. So it's still a good chip. We're not outdated yet, but within 2 years, we're probably going to have to upgrade our CPUs.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. I might do it sooner than that. So we'll
I
see.
mean, it's an easy thing to do, especially if you're willing to go AMD, which is not a bad. I know you have like the stigma that goes with it, but AMD's kind of the leader now when it comes to chips. They are.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to do more research because Jim Hall was saying he thinks that a lot of the AMD issues are with the components of or I guess NVIDIA components or something. I don't know, conflicting,
It's
maybe by design. You know,
there's compatibility issues with certain RAM and things like that. But it's all avoidable if you do your research before you buy. So you can get your chip in your motherboard. You go to your motherboard manufacturer website, and they'll have a list of compatible RAM. And you want to get something that's been thoroughly vetted, thoroughly tested to go with your processor and your motherboard.
hmm.
Now, beyond that, any other issues that you might encounter are typically driver issues, but they've gotten way better with the CPU, uh, chipset drivers over the last couple of
Hmm.
years. It's not what it used to be. It's not your dad's AMD anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to think about it. I'm still leaning more towards Intel, but just because that's what I use. That's what I like. So
Yeah, I like it too, but I don't like paying twice as much.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess it depends if it's worth it, you know. But I'd rather not pay that twice as much, especially since I looked up the one that Overgy's got, and it's like almost $500, and that's without
Yeah.
motherboard and So
Yeah, and AMD even puts a cooler in the box that's actually good enough to run with. That's unheard of.
oh wow. Well, I still probably use my cooling one, but cool. Yeah, that's the AMD. Used to be better
In,
back in the day. Spry guy said.
yeah, for sure. Anyway, the moral of the story is I need a break, dude. I need to turn all this crap off for just a minute. I can't do it, but I have managed to do it on a few separate occasions. I've managed to get into my headset and go somewhere else for a couple of hours, and it's been a great break. And Roots, this week the backlog report is uh, the backlog in the truest sense of the word because I played Déraciné. A lot of people call it Déraciné. It's not actually pronounced Déraciné. It's a foreign word like a French word. It's pronounced like Déraciné Déraciné or something like that. But I've been meaning to play this game since it launched, and it launched a while ago. Um, it, it was a little overpriced, I think, if I remember correctly when it launched. So I didn't buy it right at launch. I waited for a sale, but it didn't go on sale for a long time. And finally, it did go on sale, and I picked it up. But at that point, I was already balls deep in PCVR. So it's kind of sat in my PSVR backlog all this time. And now that I've sold off all of my PC headsets, I've sold off my graphics card. I can't play anything but PlayStation VR. I thought, what better time than now to finally check this game out?
Yeah, it's perfect timing for sure. I definitely one of the things that I was thinking about this game is it's didn't they say that it's maybe a prequel to Bloodborne or something?
I haven't heard that. I wouldn't think so. This doesn't seem anything like that, but maybe. I'm not sure.
No, that's what I read, and I was kind of maybe if the chat can confirm this or something. Oh wait, there's Jim Hall. Let me throw him under the bus. He's always afraid that to say something because he's like, yeah. Every time I turn on the show, you're like, Jim Hall said this about this game. But anyway, yeah, no, I definitely heard that it was something about Bloodborne, and it was like a prequel, or maybe it's just the story to it. I don't know. I don't know how far you got into it, but as I was watching some of this game footage, it actually looked very intriguing. Very different, right?
Yeah, and that is probably the word that most sums it up. Is it's very different. This is an odd game, and that's not such a bad thing. Obviously, we look for unique experiences in VR, and this is one of them. Now, um, I could see this being taking place in the same universe as Bloodborne because it is a magical universe. You play the role of a fairy in this game and not a little tiny thing that's fluttering around or anything, but you are a magical being who exists outside of time. It's a time traveling game, uh, but you're in this big boarding house. It's kind of like 19th century English boarding house with all of these orphans in it, and time is frozen. So you're just running around through this frozen second in time, and you interact with the people in the house, and you can move time in small increments. The thing has you jumping forwards and backwards in times to solve problems. You basically you start off. Your first early tasks are there's one child that believes in fairies. She's trying to make contact with you, so you do some things that she asks you to do, so she knows you're real. So the chapter two is like all the children are in it on it now, and they're all trying to get you to do these different things to prove that you're actually real and that you're there. And then after that, it gets a bit more complicated because the headmaster of the boarding school is asking you to go back in time and change events that were terrible, bad things that happened. And basically, what it is it's a story driven puzzle game, but it's not like a a puzzler by the normal definition. It's more of a fetch quest. Like it's a situational puzzler. You have to solve problems more than solve puzzles. But it's mostly about the story and the environments. And I, I would I would describe it if I had to compare it to something. I would compare it to something like a Wilson's Heart or a The Impatient. This type of game that's very heavily story reliant. Only this game isn't a horror game like those two are.
So it's got polish, obviously, right? Because it's made from the same developer, and that's what Onikazi says. There's a doll that has an Easter egg that references the doll in Bloodborne, and that there might be connections between the two. So I thought that was kind of interesting, just for me, from like because you said it. My first thought was they're so different games, and Bloodborne was so crazy, but even knowing a little bit of backstory, even if there is a connection, and then knowing that it's coming from the same developers that really do know what they're doing, so it looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not very difficult. The thing pretty much holds your hand all the way through it. But if you like to be told a story, it's a good complex story, and you're basically traveling backward and forward in time, uh, changing things. And when you change one thing, it affects another thing. So you'll be in the present time, and you'll go back in time to change one thing, and you'll come back to the present time again, and everything will be different because
Mm.
of this person didn't get sick, so this one didn't go out looking for them and getting hurt, and just different things like that. It all has kind of this butterfly effect that goes on, and it's enjoyable, or at least has been to me. I'll say this: it won't be for everybody. I got to imagine somebody like Justin would probably hate this game,
I don't
but
know,
if
man.
you're
He
like me,
he loved the Falcon. I never knew he would love Falcon Age.
well, there's a lot more going on in that than this. This is 90% story and like
Mm.
10% gameplay.
Yeah, I to me the story, what you just described, sounds really intriguing. Because I love that kind of stuff, the butterfly effect, where you're trying to change something with good intentions, and when you go back to the real time, everything's all fucked up. And to tell me that I stopped someone from going out and getting sick, and maybe who knows, it could kill my mom for all I know. Like, I mean, there could be crazy ramifications. Probably not that dark, but I think it sounds intriguing, and it sounds like a more of like you're experiencing a movie with interaction of some sort, right? I mean, not obviously it's a game, but the story is, like you said, is what the draw is. So
Yeah, it is a game. It is a game. There is some variability in it, despite it being mostly linear. You do have freedom. As good as the story is, it isn't really the highlight of the game to me. The highlight of the game to me is the production value. Like this game is a collaboration between From Software with Sony Japan Studios. And for those of you who don't remember, Sony Japan Studio is the studio that brought us Astrobot Rescue Mission. They brought us Well, everybody's Golf VR, the Playroom. They're doing the Demon Souls remake. This is a top notch, one of the best studios in the world. And just like Astrobot, you get in this thing and you're blown away at just how good this thing looks. You can't believe that you're actually in a PlayStation VR.
Wow. Oh, what a good one to pick, especially when you're coming off the highs of the PCVR. Although it's been a while since you've put a PCVR headset on, right?
A couple weeks maybe. I used my Quest tethered for a month, 6 weeks before I sold it. I've been without it for about a week now.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, if I had a PlayStation VR or if this ever comes to PC, I definitely would consider checking it out. What did you get it on sale for?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I picked it up, but it was on sale during this giant PSVR sale, and I'll check to see if maybe it's still going on. But I think it was like $6 or something
Oh
like that
wow,
this week.
that sounds a lot
Yeah, it
better
wasn't
than
very expensive at all.
30 or whatever you said was overcharged.
Yeah, I thought it was a little because it's not supposed to be all that long. Um, I thought it was a little bit overpriced when it
Hmm.
launched.
Yeah, you're paying for the studios, right?
S- Still on sale, $6.59 until tomorrow. So if anybody's interested in this game, now's the time to pick it up. Um, Again, it's not for everybody. It's node based teleport. That's why I kind of one of the reasons I kind of described it like or compared it to Wilson's Heart and the Impatient because it is node based teleport. But unlike those two games, there's a lot of freedom with where you can move. You can go everywhere in this game. There's nodes literally all over every scene. You can go through every room. You can go outside into the onto the grounds and all around the place. You can get on the roof. You can go under the
Mhm.
floor. I mean, there's nodes absolutely everywhere. And unlike normally when you play a node-based game, the nodes only go to someplace that you need to be. That's not the case here. There are nodes everywhere, just so that you can walk around and take in the view, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, cool. For 650, that's definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
it's worth a shot if you like that sort of game. It's a lot like like the Impatient, but for kids. You know, it's not like all gruesome horror like the Impatient is, but it's very similar to that. Only that you don't have a lot of dialogue going on with it. You don't have any dialogue because they can't see you. They talk to you, but you can't talk back. The way you communicate with them is by moving things, putting things in their hand, doing things that they ask you to do. That's how you communicate with them.
oh, so that little girl's all just surprised because suddenly a flower just appeared in her hands, huh?
Exactly. And actually, what it is that flower. This is one of the first things you do, and you can see what they're doing right there. The flower's dead when she's holding it, and you actually take it and you bring it back to life, and that's when she first realizes that the fairy's real.
Oh, cool. I don't know how I feel about being a fairy, but I guess for a game I can do it.
Roots, they say you're born that way. So
Yeah, it's not. I'm just not even gonna touch
anyway,
it.
I liked it. Anybody who enjoys a good story in VR, anybody who likes uh, a good example of high production value, despite playing on PlayStation. Again, $6.50 today only. Be sure to pick it up. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've put I don't know I've probably put 3 or 4 hours into it over the last week, which is actually a lot for me to play
Mm.
on one game. So that should tell you something there.
I want it to be to come to Epic Game Store. You know.
Yeah, that's possible. It'd be interesting, but this is a Sony first party exclusive.
Mm.
But again, it's a new day. Sony said that they're going to bring their titles to the PC. So who knows? It could happen.
Yeah, why not? So cool. Looks good.
Anyway, I had a lot of fun with it. What did you do to attack your backlog this week?
Well, I took your advice. You said to pick a game or just, I don't know. I can't remember exactly. I just went in my library and I had picked a game that I actually had on there and I had wanted to play for a while. but I kind of got scared in the beginning because of all the chaos that Alex had with issues. But once I figured out that a lot of it was just not like lighting the fire, for the save points that he was running into, that was one of the problems. And then I guess they scaled back some of the difficulty. This is actually Mamefan's video, just by the way, just to give him credit for it. He was a little perturbed that you could put your hands through the boards in 2020. We should not be able to do that, which I'm kind of in agreement. But if you have the axe in your hand, you can chop the shit out of that thing. But no, Wes, dude, I couldn't believe how good this game is, how creepy it is. And I told you I got to the final boss, and I went in before I figured out what I was supposed to do, and that I still couldn't beat it. Like, I figured out I had to rip off his mask with the harpoon gun or something. And as I'm trying to kill
Spoiler
stuff,
alert.
yeah, well, that's just I'll figure that out. But there's just waves of all sorts of enemies coming at me, and I've died several times, and it's just crazy. So
Yeah, man, this is a game I really enjoyed. I'm actually, when I heard that you were playing through this, I was kind of sad that I didn't at least still have my quest in hand, because if I had that, even in standalone, this game is very similar inside the Gen 1 quest as it is on the PC version. And I've really enjoyed this game. It's pretty intense. Uh, what I'm wondering, how long is this game, Roots? I mean, I played through the a little bit past the Reynolds cabin. Um,
it's longer than you think, dude, because the cabin was like chapter 7 or chapter somewhere around there, and I'm at like 14 or 15. And
wow.
yeah, it just keeps going, it seems like. And the thing about this is there's so many moments where you feel compelled to run, especially when those little dolls are floating around, and you're just like, all of a sudden now it's book time and you're trying to get to these things as things are chasing you. And I will admit I did pick the casual mode, because the normal mode is so ridiculous that I wanted to actually get through it. And the casual mode is fucking hard as well. I can't even imagine the normal mode. It's just crazy.
Well, that's what I like. I like an intense game. I like a challenge, and this is both. And this is really it's one of the better cell shaded looking games in my opinion that I've played.
Yeah, it was really good, and I can't wait to see it in the Oculus 2, Quest 2. Now, let me ask you this: is it cross-buy? Do you know?
It is. It is
Okay,
cross by.
okay, because I kind of made. I mean, aside from exclusives, and this is going to sound weird because I'm asking about this specific thing, but and we'll talk about it more in our discussion later. But I just bought right before the store. I bought my copy, or the show. I bought my copy of Onslaught, right? And I was trying to decide which one to buy it on. And then I was reading more information on what's going on with Facebook and stuff. And I decided, you know what? I bought it on Steam, and I won't be buying any games on Oculus unless it's exclusives, because I'm worried, Wes. And we'll talk about that more later.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I get it. Everybody's worried about protecting their data, and they're worried about getting spied on. But
It's not even
remember,
that for me.
Roots.
It's me worried about getting blocked out of my stuff that I've paid money for. There's people on
Uh,
Reddit that have because they've tried to create, just getting the Oculus Quest 2, they've created a Facebook account and they've already got banned for terms of service, and now that unit is worthless if they were to get it. And there's no recourse, and they're getting the runaround already, and I don't know.
well, I'm hopeful that that won't happen to me. Now, my Facebook and my Oculus account are both under Lethal Weasel VR. They don't have my real name on them. But I've had my Facebook account for over a year now. I've had my Oculus account for about 3 years now. We have a solid history. They know who I am. They've got my credit card info. Uh, as soon as they integrated Facebook into the party features on Oculus, I merged my accounts. So it wasn't like one of these other people who are wringing their hands over whether or not they should merge them together. I did this a long time ago. I've just accepted it for what it is. Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, they all live inside of our deep, deep anuses,
Hmm.
and there's no getting them out.
Yeah.
So I've just accepted it for what it is. Um, I wouldn't think that they would ban me and like take all of my games away because 3 years ago I started a Facebook account under an alias, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? That's the thing, is we don't know. But I did the same thing. I immediately hooked it up. I'm not worried about them spying on my data, dude. It's like you said, I realize everything's being, if you have your smartphone out and it's not in a Faraday cage, they're getting data from it, even if you're not using it. So,
Yeah.
but I'm just there's things with it's Facebook itself and the way that they operate and all the banning and just all the weird stuff that goes on, and then this on top of it. Just for the software, like I said, I'm still gonna buy exclusives. Obviously, I have to. Still gonna get a headset, but I'm just gonna be more leaning towards buying, if I can choose, if I can use Steam or either one instead of going the native headset. I'm going to assume that I'm going to have a different headset, because I'm going to try to get away from Oculus's headset. I'm just going to
Yeah.
try to.
Well,
So
I get you, bro. And I completely understand if it's a game that's not Oculus exclusive, but there's another thing to consider besides exclusivity, and that's cross-buy.
hmm
Because I'd like to point out now that here we are, we have a game like The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, right? We own it on the PlayStation VR. We have it on Steam. But now it's coming out for Oculus Quest 2, and I really want to check it out. But the problem is I have it on Steam. If I had it on Rift, it is cross-buy. And
right.
I don't know if you guys know that or not, but they did announce that Saints and Sinners is going to be cross-buy, which is awesome. Um, so that's another thing that you have to take into consideration as well. Not only exclusives, but cross-buy titles.
Yeah, that's true. That's a conundrum, because I also would like to check it out on Quest. I can't see myself buying it again. Well, I didn't buy it to begin with, so
No, we didn't buy it,
maybe I
and
could
we
I
may.
could
And honestly, as cool as the Skydance people have been to us, we may not have to buy it again. I mean, they may just send us an Oculus key for it as well. So
Yeah. Well, and if not, I probably will buy it just to support them, because they have been cool. So,
yeah, they've been awesome. Um, Here's a conundrum for you. I don't have any PCVR right now, right? And next week they start coming. We're going to be getting Onslaught. We're going to be getting Star Wars Squadrons. I have a PlayStation VR right here to play them
mm,
on. Do I buy them or do I wait an extra 2 weeks to play them on my PC?
you've heard Uncle Roots' answer. I say you borrow one from Best Buy, and then and just return it in a week and a half, 2 weeks, right before your G2. You know, Anthony will love that answer. It's just making him
Yeah.
squirm right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't like to go rent things like that unless I absolutely have to. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I honestly, the what I'll probably buy it on PlayStation. To be quite honest, I don't see myself waiting to play it. And I mean, you're going to be buying it on Steam anyway, right?
I just did buy it on Steam.
Oh,
Onslaught.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah. So there you go. So we have a game share going on Steam,
Yep.
so I can play it on PlayStation, and then when my Quest comes or my G2, whichever one gets here first, I can just play the shared copy.
Yeah, it's true. I bought the $35 copy so I could have the skins, extra
Oh hell
skins.
yeah, dude! You're going all in. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great game, and I think if you enjoyed the gameplay in a game like Lies Beneath, you're really going to like Onslaught.
Oh yeah, and I love the Walking Dead world just like you do, and I can't wait to be Daryl Dixon. I can be Derail because he's Daryl every day. So
Yeah, it's true. Shout out to Derail, by the way. I've had a couple of guys help me to try to procure one of these uh, graphics cards. Derail being very helpful. Also, shout out to him. Um, they've been a big help. Well, uh, they've tried to be a big help anyway, to no avail. But I wouldn't have gotten as close as I've gotten if it weren't for these guys.
yeah, well, we have a good community. I was just thinking about that today. I don't care how many people are under that subscriber thing. the people and the connections we have with these people are real, and I'd rather do it for them than 10,000 people. So
Absolutely. Uh, Jesse Coop says Quest. Say VR. If you consider VR developers important to the ecosystem, absolutely. Developers are the reason why we're here, especially the indie developers. Those are the guys that kept us afloat through the slow years. So, absolutely, they're very important. I'm so happy that they now have a platform or more than one platform that they can actually make money on. And yeah, I think it's great for them. Even the ones that can't publish on the Quest, they're going to kind of re-inherit PCVR now. The indie developers are going to re-inherit PCVR as all of the big developers take out towards consoles and standalones.
yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how everything um, plays out. I don't know why Mamefan's not using the lighter, man. You got that lighter. It's an all-purpose tool, man. Gives you the reticle. It shows you the weak points. It's really cool.
He's just at least when he played this one, he wasn't very patient. Like he got frustrated early on and at that point really stopped thinking and just tried to run through it. And
Mm.
the more he tried to power through, the more frustrated he got with it.
Yeah, you can't power through this game, especially if you're playing it on hard mode. And those guys, man, that's what I thought was cool too. Is these enemies are like old school enemies types where they're like in your face, dude, and they're all force running at you, and you get multiples coming at you, especially in that cabin that Alex freaked out in, and because it gets crazy, dude. And if you don't know what's happening, like I told you the first time I played, I said I don't know what I'm doing. Like I couldn't get the guys to stop coming. But then you have to figure out the whole like crutch of the game, is those dolls. So, and I'll leave it at
Yeah.
there. I don't want to blow it for everybody.
Just like an old school game, right? You gotta figure it out.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed this game so much so that every chance I had between stops, if I came home for a couple hours, I'd play for, an hour or something. And I recommend everybody play this game if you like horror or if you like anything that's even remotely like this. And I thought it looked amazing, like you said, with the shades, and it's just really cool. And I can't wait to see it in on the Quest too, because I guarantee it's going to look amazing.
Yeah, so some gruesome scenes in this game. Really, it shows you a lot of potential for not just like future games, but the future of comic book storytelling, graphic novels in VR. This just goes to show you that the technology's here now that they not only can they put you in a game, but they can put you in a graphic novel.
Yeah.
And I think if the comic book industry is going to survive long term, they're going to have to embrace technology like this.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool, man. If you feel like you're actually moving through the environments of your favorite comic book, even if you're just an observer getting to be there, that's I think it'll be next level. And the way that they had these different comic book scripts just laying there, and then the beginning, dude, that comic book, that 3D comic book, looked so cool, dude. As I was flipping open the pages, I couldn't believe how good it looked. And that's what I was telling you last week about taking little breaks from VR. It's like when I go back in, I'm like, oh my God, it blows my mind again because I haven't seen it every single day for weeks on end. So,
Man, can you imagine after playing like PSVR for 4 to 6 weeks, if I can manage to get one of these graphics cards by the time that my headsets get here? I mean, you talk about shock. That's going to be a shock.
yeah, dude, even if you just say you didn't and the Oculus Quest 2 came out and you played it on that, that's going to be a shock from that jumping between those two, right?
Well, I mean, if with the Link, maybe the problem with the Quest 2 is that it's not going to be at launch what it's going to be in 6 months. So, like many of the Quest games right now today look exactly the same on the new Quest that they do on the old Quest, and that's the reason. I mean, obviously the screen's a bit sharper,
Mm-hmm.
but the games are still being rendered at the old Quest resolution, so you're kind of undersampled on the Quest right now. Beyond that, even though the thing promises 90 hertz, it's still running at 72 right now. 90 is coming in a later update. So the actual difference on launch day between Quest 2 and Quest 1 when it comes to standalone is going to be minimal. But over time, you're going to see that difference grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, except for like the snappiness of the menus and stuff, right? I
Oh,
guarantee
yeah.
that'll be next level. I don't know. I'm kind of psyched. I've never experienced a wireless headset. I want to what is that one that you spin around and you get playing that racquetball X or whatever?
Yeah,
Uh,
rank it in X.
You have to check that
Yeah,
out.
dude, you should have quite a library just through cross-buy titles.
Yeah. No, not only that, but I'll get into some Echo VR.
No, you won't.
I have to. I promise Scion. It's coming.
Oh, well, there you go. Um, no, I think as long as you keep your expectations in check, you're going to be blown away. I mean, as long as you don't think you're getting ready to hop into like this awesome PCVR experience, I mean, I don't know what Quest 2 is going to provide, but Quest 1 was not on the level of PSVR. So, I mean, the visuals were cleaner, but the graphics were more dumbed down than PSVR graphics by far.
Mm.
But the fact that you can just grab it and put it on is it's great convenience, and it's something that you get used to and start to appreciate over time. And then when you get into some of these games, especially the games that have come out over the last year, you really do get blown away at just what they're capable of doing without a computer, without a console. That's how it blows me away. It's not just like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. It's with me, it's always, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this with this, you know?
Yeah. Well, you're going to be able to see what they do now with the Quest 2. It's going to be even that much better. I don't know. For me, it's just going to be wireless, and then, like you said, ease of use, and then just getting to check out some of this stuff as it's comparison wise. So it'd be cool.
Did you order a link cable?
I did not order a link cable because it's not going to make a difference at first, from what I heard. So,
Yep, that's
uh,
true.
yeah. So I figured I would wait on that, but I did get the Elite strap with the battery in it. So they say that's got like up to like 4 hours between the two batteries or whatever. So and the extra weight. So we'll see how that works out. Um,
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be better than the Quest, the original Quest, and I think the original Quest was an amazing device. So hopefully we all get ours on launch day. I know that some people are saying that they're getting notices now that like from Amazon that it's not going to come on launch day. Might be the next week, the week after.
what? That's crazy, dude. Like, what the hell is that?
Well, they're back ordered on uh, on the Oculus site now. Like you can't get
Hmm.
them on launch day from Oculus anymore. Now they're quoting them like 2 weeks later now.
See, I'm glad I got in. Because even when I was trying to decide, am I going to get one or not? I thought, well, I can just pre-order it on Amazon. Doesn't cost me anything, and then I've got my name in the list. And if they decide to start, doling them out slowly, hopefully it's the new people that are getting the Amazon notices. But who knows?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are in Europe, maybe a lot of people in the UK getting these, and I got a notice from Amazon too because I ordered my Elite strap from Amazon, but I ordered my headset from Oculus.
Hmm.
Um, they told me that my strap would be 2 days after launch, so
Hmm.
I'd have it by the 15th. So I can deal with the elastic for a couple of days, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and you can just. I mean, the thing is you're gonna be able to lay down in bed and watch a movie or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
cool.
going to be nice. I'm going to put it through the paces, and I'll have plenty to say about it. I'll have plenty of comparison versus the G2 for those of you out there wondering which you should get, or if you should get both, or if the G2 is really $600 better than the Quest. We're going to find out. We're going to find out firsthand and let you know. Hopefully by the end of October, that'll be all be resolved.
Yeah, maybe we can do aside from the video. I know you're probably gonna do. We could do like a special episode or something.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure. I mean, that sounds like a Monday show to me.
yeah, sure does, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of the Monday show, why don't we get on with it here? By the way, guys, Lies Beneath again. An awesome title. It's $30 on the Oculus store, both Oculus stores, and it's 100% worth it. This is an awesome game. It's brought to us from the same developers that brought us Gunheart. So just an awesome high quality VR game, a great horror experience, some intense moments. I mean, how about those chase scenes, Roots, where that big monster thing's just chasing you through like this maze?
There's all sorts of shit chasing you, and the enemies, man. I guarantee you, like I said, when you get to those points where you're chasing dolls and I mean, you're weaving in and out, and things are following you, and you're running into dead ends and shit. It's like it's pretty scary, Wes. I'm not gonna lie, and I just like everything about it. Just all the mechanics. The lighter is brilliant. The way it does everything, it forces you to hold one of your hands. You're gonna use that. You should be using that lighter all the time. So now you're down to one hand, and you got to decide what you're gonna do. And my idiot, the whole time I played, I've never pushed the cylinder in there. I always try to flip it, and it takes forever. And what Mamefan just does it real easy. Just makes Ruuts look stupid. But no, this is definitely worth $30 all day. Definitely want to get it on a sale if you can. But cross buy, you could be playing this on your Quest 2 in a few weeks, and I guarantee it's going to look amazing.
Yeah, you can buy it on the you can buy the Quest version, and for free you will get the Link enhanced version.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be called. I agree with you in that as well. Now, do you agree with me what I was saying, that it's not really worth getting the Link in the beginning?
No, actually I don't, because I think that I think that the real value in the beginning is going to be through Link, because uh, whereas the regular Quest games are going to be downsampled, if you're connected through Link, you can super sample.
Hmm.
And I think that even though you're going to be running at a 70 hertz, 72 hertz refresh rate, you're still going to be able to jack that resolution way up. So no, to be quite honest, I'm not telling you that you should buy the brand, the $80 one, but you might want to spend $30 or $40 on Amazon getting a good generic one like I have.
Yeah, see, if I'm gonna spend 40, I might as well just spend 80 and get the one that, man, that thing was right in his face. Get the one that the original one, or the main one or something.
I'll tell you, you may need it. They didn't need it for the original Quest. Like, I tested my speed results against people who had the fiber optic cable, and the speed results were the same. Mine performed as good as theirs did, but it may be a different story with Quest 2. You may need the extra bandwidth that a fiber optic cable provides.
I think I will. You've convinced me. I'll pick it up before, and then, because it's not, I can get it today. I'll just get it in the next couple weeks before it comes out, and that way I've got it on day one.
I think my either people quit talking or my chat has just frozen up
It
about
must
2
have
minutes.
frozen because Gamertag just came in and said that
Oh, what's up?
he loves Lies Beneath so much.
I'm going to refresh here and see if I can't get this thing working again. What's up, GT? Thanks for stopping by. It's late for him, man. It's like what, 2 or 3 a.m. over in the UK. What Hussein X just said it. I mean,
Yeah,
this is
4
super
a.m.
late over there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
GT's probably waking up, getting ready to prepare for another awesome day of content.
Yeah, dude. Hardest
He had
working person in VR.
he had Frank on the VR link earlier.
Oh, wow. I'll have to check that out,
Yeah.
dude. I haven't seen PSVR Frank. Well, I guess Frank. It was PSVR Frank, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I mean,
It's
that's
Frank
what
now. Yeah.
the artist formerly known as PSVR Frank, aka one of my biggest inspirations to start doing this. Love me some Frank.
Yeah, me too.
Um, so yeah, it was good to see him on GT show earlier. It was great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But anyway, I guess we need to move on to our topic, and really, our topic isn't much of a topic. We got cut short on Sunday. We didn't make it through our Facebook Connect 7 recap because we didn't want to overlap with Anthony and the VR Roundtable. So we just cut it short. We said we'd push it off to the Monday show. So that's what we did. And Roots, I mean, looking at what we have left here that we didn't cover the other day, um, I think we have just as much to talk about now as we did Sunday.
Yeah, it's a whole different show, right?
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
content. Yeah.
So let's get to it, and let's start off by talking about Pistol Whip 2089. You know, ever since Pistol Whip has been released, we've sung its praises quite a bit. Obviously, it's a bit of a workout. Obviously, it hurts my legs just to talk about it. Um, but as much as we have loved Pistol Whip, and as much as I love Pistol Whip, uh, it didn't quite hit the mark with what I wanted from a rhythm shooter. I felt that there was more potential. There was a potential to tell the story. There was a potential to have variable enemies. There was a potential to incorporate defense into the rhythm-based gameplay. And I'm not sure that they're hitting the nail on the head here, but from the looks of it, Roots, Pistol Whip 2089 is going to be a lot closer to hitting the nail on the head than the previous iterations and updates to Pistol Whip.
Yeah. Well, it definitely looks different. It looks like more like what you said right off the beginning when we first did Pistol Whip. You said you wanted it to be more of a story, like you said. I don't know. I guess does this have a story at all? I mean, it looks cool the way they're crawling and stuff, but I don't know much about this game. It just it looks like it's going to be similar to the old one, but different. I guess it looks cool.
Yeah, Cloudhead Games has described this as a cinematic campaign mode with new enemies, weapons, and game mechanics. It's described as an action packed with consisting of 5 chapters with a gritty sci-fi story and to new scenes set to music from synthwave artists, including Magic Sword and Processor. So, Roots, not only are they giving me my wish here by telling me a story as I play, but they're giving you your wish too, because I remember you saying that what you wanted was some scenery. You wanted something different to look at. Well, if nothing else, I think that they're giving you that.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely looks really cool. And that was one of the things that's exactly what I said. Is like a lot of those assets seemed the same, or just with different points where they were at. So I just like the fact that, like you said, varied enemies looks cool. And so this is a part of the actual game that we already own, or is this a new game? This is just an expansion, right?
There's going to be an expansion. I think that this is going to be a free expansion, but I don't think that's confirmed yet. So it might actually end up being paid DLC.
Okay. Oh, cool. I don't own the original game, so I'd have to buy the game and the expansion if that was the case. So
Uh, Gamertag says, "Have I tried NVIDIA Broadcast? Isn't that an RTX feature? Can I? I mean, does it work good on like a 1080? Because that's what I'm running right now.
I tried it the other day. It does work well, Wes, but it won't work well if you're going to move around a lot. Now, you can move around. I mean, I was blown away, gamer tag, the way it takes your background completely out and leaves you just there with that black screen behind you, blew me away. And then, but when I got up and started trying to walk around or behind my chair, the AI got a little confused and it was like doing weird stuff. So I would imagine for what we're doing here, absolutely perfect. You wouldn't need a green screen. You don't need shit. If you want to do like uh gameplay and stuff. I saw what was it? Paradise Decay had done a video and that's where I learned about it. Uh but and it was looking good for him, except for he needed more lighting on him, I think, because he looked a little bit translucent a little bit in the video. But no, it's a good technology. I could see that with the right AI and as things learn, and they can literally figure out this chair is actually here and static, and I need to walk around it and or whatever. That I think it'd be it's gonna probably revolutionize the way people do green screens. So
Yeah, that was one of the things that NVIDIA is really touting with their new line of cards. And yeah, I was actually curious to check it out if I can ever get my hands on the 3000 series card. Uh, Eventually, it'll happen. Sure, I didn't know that it was actually something that would be available on a GTX card. Um, so yeah, maybe we should try that out.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm open to trying out some new stuff because we got to get this audio sync figured out, man. I mean,
It's,
it's getting on my
it's
nerves.
bothering you.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those little things that just eats away at me.
But yeah,
Kind of
no,
like when you have the slightest little thing go on with your background.
Yeah, dude, you know exactly how it's exactly what it is. Or with my mic. Gamer tag says he believes seated would be good, and I agree 100% because as long as I was even when I was moving around and stuff like this, it was fine. It's just when I wanted to do something else besides just sitting here. But it's also got a cool feature I couldn't figure out how to move to work, but it actually your camera will pan with you. So like if you move to the
That's
side,
cool.
it pans, and I was like, wow, that is really cool. But so it's cool.
Mine would be constantly moving like
Shifting, right?
because I'm a fidgeter if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I'm always making sure that when I move around, my lighting doesn't get because, dude, lighting is one of the most fucked things to try to get, especially for a green screen. It takes a long time to figure out how everything's lit up and just one little weird thing can make it.
Yeah, I've got the green screen over there, man. I just I never got the proper lighting for it. I need to get some lights. The thing's still set up to this day, Roots. I've never taken it down. It's right over there.
Well, you should use it. Yeah,
Yeah.
or even I mean, you can even try that thing that the Nvidia thing that Gamertag was just talking about.
Oh, I absolutely will, and especially if I succeed in getting my 3080. And if I don't succeed in getting my 3080, I'm going to die of a heart attack anyway. So it really doesn't matter.
Well, don't do
So
that.
after I get, if I'm still here in a month, then we'll be using that feature. And if I'm not, then I love you all. Sorry, Brian Paul, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Anyway, the update has been confirmed as coming to Oculus Quest and Rift as the trailer for the update premiered as part of the Facebook Connect announcements. So Facebook lists Pistol Whip 2089 as coming holiday 2020. Of course, Pistol Whip is also available on Steam and PSVR, and the Heartbreak Trilogy update for Pistol Whip for PSVR also has been revealed to be coming uh, on October 5th. So the this last update that we all got actually going to roll out for PSVR in about 10 days.
Gamertag thinks you're having a heart attack. He's talking about the stress from trying to get this 3080 over the last 3 or 4 days is putting a strain on his heart, and he doesn't know if he can take it.
Yeah, man, I'm not sleeping very much. I'm not doing very much other than sitting in this chair and trying to add things into my cart and check out. And I'm good at getting them into my cart. I'm not very good at getting to the through the process of paying for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm still waiting to hear from Alex. He got his, and did he get delayed or something? Or
He got a back order. He
Hmm,
doesn't know when he's going to get it.
okay. Yeah. So I don't know anybody that's got it. Then I guess Reverb.
Oh, we about gave Gamertag a heart attack. He thought I was sick or something.
Well, that would suck,
Oh,
dude.
thanks for your concern, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you know what would be weird is that you were so flippish about, oh yeah, I'm about to die. It's no big deal.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. Seriously, dude. You know that? You know how when you get kind of toward the end of the journey mode in Tetris Effect, and you hear that bing, and then your
Mm,
heart starts like racing out of your chest? That's kind of what this is like because I have these website trackers set up, watching for stock, and they bing, and you'll be asleep, and as soon as you close your eyes, bing, and all of a sudden it starts all over again.
well, let's look at it from your wife's perspective. You hear a bing, you lurch out of bed, wake her up. So what the fuck's going on? You're
Oh
like
no,
trying to.
dude, she wakes me like this morning. It went off at like I don't know 6 or 7 a.m. and she was kicking me, trying to wake me up. And go, go, go!
Oh
She
god.
wants me to get it too.
Yeah, she wants you to be able to relax again. Uh,
Yeah, that's probably right because I've been laser focused on this thing for a week now.
oh, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long week. I feel guilty for being outside of the bubble because I've got plenty of
You're
sleep
lucky,
every night.
dude. Honestly, I don't want a 3070. I don't want a 3070, but if 2 more weeks of this, I'm going to be ground down to a pulp and beaten into a submission. And if I can get a 3070, I think I'll take it.
What about a 2080 Ti? If you were able to get it one for
I've
like
been
500
watching.
bucks.
I've been watching trying to get a good deal on a 2080 Ti, but they're all still overpriced. People are stupid. I'm not going to pay you $600 for your 2080 Ti, bro. 3070's coming for five. So
Yeah.
uh,
Well, and
if somebody wants to sell me one for $400, I'll take it right now.
that's the thing is because it's so uncertain now because they've created this uncertainty that those people can get away with charging 600 because you don't know. I mean, the 3070s might be the same fucking problem. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that Nvidia's plan has worked, and people are so worked up into a froth now that they're all going to jump on the infinite supply of 3090s tomorrow, and by the time the 3070 launches, it'll be easy to get a 3080.
So you think people will easily get the 3090s tomorrow, or not everybody, obviously, but
No, not everybody, but I mean, I think if you want to buy a partner model of a 3090, that you're going to be able to get it because they're like $1,700. I mean, people aren't going to go buying those, you know.
if I was rich, I would. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not
me
rich.
too.
I'd have a yacht too, though. So
Yeah, I have a lot of shit.
a lot of toys.
It yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Pistol Whip, not the only shooter we got news on this week. We actually got some pretty exciting news about Sniper Elite VR. This is one of my most highly anticipated games of the year, mainly because it's an awesome, first person story driven FPS. Uh, but it also is going to support my aim controller on
Hmm.
PlayStation VR, which I'm really happy about. And up until now, it was pretty much a lock for me that I was going to buy this on PlayStation VR instead of Oculus. But now it's in question, Roots, because this past week at the Facebook Connect, they've revealed a big surprise, and that is that Sniper Elite VR is going to support Oculus Quest as well.
Hmm. Is it
And
crossbuy?
again, I would assume so, but again, I don't know.
Hmm. This kind of looks like. I mean, this looks really good, dude. This kind of looks, and it's not a knock at the other game, the sniper game with the canoe or kayak, but this is kind of what looks like what everybody was bitching about when they saw that game. They wanted this, right? They wanted something where you're running around and you're actually doing stuff, aside from that the mechanics of the other game, which is just a different mechanic. So
Yeah, man, you're exactly right. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved Phantom Covert Ops. I thought it was a great game. I enjoyed every minute that I was in it, but it left me wanting more. I wanted the kayaking part to be just part of it, right? You'd like for there to be some part where you actually get out of the boat and start to infiltrate these facilities. And I kind of feel like that's what you've got going on here. Only, of course, this is set during a different time. This is a single player story driven campaign that takes you to Italy
mm,
during World War II, set prior to the events of Sniper Elite 4. The brand new campaign will see you helping the Italian resistance to rid Sicily of the Nazi U boat menace, taking on missions across brand new Italian maps. You'll have an array of authentic World War II weaponry, including submachine guns, pistols, and of course, sniper rifles. You'll be given complete free movement to tackle environments however you wish, as well as the famous X ray kill camera, giving you a visceral look at your best shots. Roots, this X ray camera that they've incorporated into these Sniper Elite games it's just awesome. Have you seen it?
no, I never played any of the Sniper Elite, so this is going to be new for me. But just watching this gameplay, it looks phenomenal, and it looks right up Scion VR's alley because he loves World War II. I just think it's cool. I want to go to Italy, and I want to fight for the resistance, and I want to kill some people.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of a very similar plot line to the Medal of Honor game.
Yeah, yeah, and it just looks just as good to me. So, and when does this come out?
Currently, there's been no confirmation as to when Sniper Elite VR is to be expected. Just the usual coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody just said there's too many games coming out in the next few weeks that they want. Jesse, I agree, man.
It's,
There's just a
it's a good
tons.
it's a good problem to have, man. I mean, there's so much stuff, and I mean, even if like half of the stuff that's promised for 2020 comes out, by the end of the year, the entire rest of the year is going to be nuts. Like, I mean, we got new headsets coming next month and new consoles coming a couple weeks later. I mean, it's going to be absolutely mayhem. Mayhem, Roots. It's going to be mayhem.
Yeah, I agree. No, Otakazi was just saying, asking if this is Quest footage. Do you think this is Quest footage? It didn't really say. It says it's coming
I
to
did
Quest.
not. Is this the new trailer?
Yeah, it says it's coming. It says it's coming to Quest. This is the announcement to it, but it doesn't really say at all. I mean, I guess if it wasn't Quest footage, they would put it at the bottom. This is not. This is PC footage, right?
Look for when it loops back around. Look for small print at the beginning of the thing.
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't
thinking this might be Quest footage rendered out on PC, kind of
Okay.
like the Climb.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I didn't see any notices, but either way, I guarantee it's going to look phenomenal on the Quest 2. And psyched, psyched, Wes, getting psyched
Yeah,
again.
I'm too. I'm psyched for Star Wars. I'm psyched for Onslaught. I'm psyched for all this new hardware. Dude, it's a good time to be a VR gamer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, let's move on to our next shooter, Roots. We actually, it looks like Alvo is actually going to make it to release. And for those of you who don't know, this is a shooter that was first announced back in 2017 as a PlayStation VR aim controller exclusive, and it has since expanded to include Oculus Rift support. Um, this game has an interesting story, Roots, because it's being developed by Mardenpol Incorporated, which is a small group of independent developers. But this game was pretty highly anticipated years ago by the PSVR community, but then it died. Like it was officially announced as a dead project that we weren't ever going to get it. But the outcry when that happened was so great that it literally raised Alvo from the dead. And we've been getting regular progress updates on it for the better part of a year now. And it looks like we're getting close to launch because the footage in this trailer looks actually really good.
Yeah, I love the reticles on those guns, man. Like that's one of the things I don't think a lot of games get right as far as like I want a good sight. I want to I want to feel like I've got a good control of where my bullets are going. And then they got canines, Wes. Who doesn't want to throw canines after somebody? Looks like Call of Duty was successful for a lot of different reasons. So start bringing in some of those assets, even if they're stolen or changed a little bit. I want to see it.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing with this. Now that this is becoming a cross-plat game, I guess the possibility opens up on PC that we could see mods and custom maps and things like that getting added into it.
Yeah, well, if they're smart, that's one of the best things about Pavlov and contractors. And I would submit that both games would be dead right now if they didn't have modders, the modding community. So
Yeah, this game actually looks a lot like Contractors, I think. Um, the developer promises that the game will have 5v5 multiplayer across 7 different maps, along with 3 game modes, those being free for all, search and destroy, and team deathmatch. Players will be able to customize their guns, gear, and character with a variety of unique skins and equipment. No release date has been revealed, but again, it is in development for PSVR, Oculus Rift, and Oculus Quest, it says, via Oculus Link.
enhanced, link enhanced. I'll tell
Yeah,
you
Link
what.
enhanced.
Yeah. We're just gonna keep throwing that out there because it's gonna stick. But the only thing that I don't like, and hopefully the devs see this and they take it to heart, and this goes for every one of these games. Like we need more than just team deathmatch and free for all. We need domination. We need kill confirmed. We need all the ones that everybody loves. It's a good start, but I want to have different things to do than just kill people, because that's what that's based around. You're going to be killing everybody, and it's all based on that. I want to run to the flag and be known for the guy that's stealing the flag and then dies, because you have to steal the flag. So
Yeah, Gamertag says that he thinks it'll do well on PlayStation VR, but there's too much competition on the other platforms. That's probably true actually, because yeah, there's a lot more of these type of games on PC. So let's hope that they're not spending too many resources to bring this to PC because my whole draw for this thing from day one has been the aim controller support, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you just learned something though with that Mars Unearthed, right? Not every game is gonna be better just because you have the aim controller. So hopefully, a better draw, but you could get into the Rift version and think, wow, this is so much better. But I guess it just depends on how well everything's implemented, right?
Well, I'm hoping that my problems that I had with that last game, those type of problems should all be resolved with PlayStation 5.
Mm.
And I did manage to nab one of those. Oh, by the way, anyone who still wants to pre-order a PlayStation 5, word has it, word on the street is that you can walk into your GameStop this Friday and they're going to take some more pre-orders. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to wake up tomorrow, call your local GameStop to confirm this, and if it's true, be sure you get up there bright and early on Friday.
What about Amazon? When are they putting more on?
I don't know that they are, bro. They
Mm.
sent me a email telling me that I might not get it on launch day.
Mm. Well, see, I don't plan on getting it on launch day anyway, or didn't plan on it, but that would have been the only way I was getting it. I am definitely not going to be going to GameStop and waiting in the line, hoping to get it.
I'm just waiting on some PSVR news from Sony, man, because here we are, what, 6 weeks away from the launch of the console. For us to even play VR on this thing, we need an adapter to use our camera with it. And they said that information's coming, that they're going to tell us how we can get this free of charge, but nothing. Pete,
Mm.
mum's the word. So I got to imagine that maybe this will be part of some larger PlayStation VR announcement. I hope, but only time's going to tell.
Well, exciting news, and nobody knows what the fuck's going on any platform. Everything's up in the air. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what's up and what's down anymore, man.
Yeah.
But speaking of PlayStation VR, we all have our those games, right? From when we first started in VR, those first few games that really blew us away. And we always have this kind of nostalgic feeling whenever we see something about them or think about, playing them for the first time. And for me, Res Infinite has always been one of those titles because I started on PlayStation VR. One of the first thing I played was the PSVR demo disc, Volume 1, and one of the titles on there was Res Infinite. And Roots, uh, this was one of my very first VR wow moments when I got sucked into this other dimension and just blown away at the possibilities that come with being able to be inside of the video game.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely an amazing game and amazing switching the scene there. Um, I don't even know how that happened, Wes. That's just how crazy things are. This is one of the games for me that blows me away. Even in this trailer, dude. This is the Quest, right? This is for the Quest coming out, which is just something
Yeah,
that surprises me that because there's so many particles, man. And I was watching this trailer and I was like, oh my god, this looks phenomenal. And I want to play it again. I want to play it on the Quest. I mean, I could play it on PC right now, but I think it's going to look amazing on the Quest too.
yeah, I think I agree. This is one of those games that always carries that wow factor with it, regardless of whether or not you have that same nostalgia that I get from playing it. But this past week confirmed at Facebook Connect, like Rooch just said here, this classic psychedelic rail shooter is coming not only to Oculus Quest, but Oculus Quest 2 on launch day, Roots, October 13th.
Wow, dude, think about the library, the difference for launch day on Quest One and Quest Two, right? Because you're talking about Walking Dead, Saints, and I mean everything that's came out the last year and a half, plus all these new games as well. I mean, this is just phenomenal time for anybody to be coming into VR, especially with an Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah, Dorillo says, wasn't Res a PS2 game? That's where I played it first, anyway. Well, the original Res was released in 2001 for the Dreamcast, as well as the PlayStation 2. And it was also re released as Res Infinite for PS4 and PC a few years back. For those of you who have never played it, the game mixes rail shooting action, techno music, and stunning visuals, and that's not an exaggeration, is it, Roots? This is stunning from the inside.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite games to play when I Colorado it up. That's what we call it. When I,
Yeah.
get a little altered in an altered state. There's just so much going on, and it just looks so cool and so much visually stunning. And like I said, I think it's going to look phenomenal on the Quest too.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm super excited because I have yet to play the legendary Area X.
Wow.
And again, just like on PCVR and PSVR, Res Infinite for Quest will feature the 5 original areas from the original Res game, plus the extra area developed specifically for VR called Area X. Roots, I have yet to play this area. That's the only part of the game that I haven't experienced, but everyone says it's the best part.
So you're going to buy it on day one then for the Quest 2? Or day?
I think it's likely, dude. I don't know. It's a $30 game normally,
Mm.
but that I already have on 2 platforms. But maybe I really, it's one of my favorite games. I enjoy it a lot.
Man, that's the thing, man. It's like all these games now you're gonna have to pick up for Quest. You got PC games, you got PlayStation games. You've set yourself up to be screwed, Wes. I got too much.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, the original idea behind the Oculus Quest was to be a VR demo machine.
Mm.
And I know the times have changed a little bit, but that's still kind of the idea here. It's the idea behind the name, even. The Quest is for us to take VR to the masses. And it's titles like this that really carry with them this wow factor that anybody can pick up and play and be blown away by immediately. It's titles like this that you want to have on your standalone to demo to other people. So there's a lot of value in having this on a standalone unit. So yeah, I think absolutely I probably will end up putting this one in my library as well.
Yeah, I definitely think it's well worthy of owning. And like you said, I mean, it's getting weird though, right? I don't know. Like even my own sister, she's like wants to be social distance, dude. And that's my sister, bro. You know.
Look, dude, I don't want to get too political about it, but I get it, man. People, people are scared, and there's a good reason for them to be scared. So I try not to hold it against them.
No, I don't hold it against them. I just it's just hard to get people to even to talk to some people, let alone show them VR is my point. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
We're in a different time where me holding out my Quest 2 saying, hey, you want to check it? And they might slap it out of my hand and be like, what the fuck, you trying to kill me? You know? Um, so
You know, I was actually kind of surprised, you know, because I've sold a lot of stuff over the last month so that I can upgrade. And normally when I pull up, you know, people are sitting in their car wearing a mask. So I put one on just out of courtesy. And I was actually surprised that I was able to sell my Quest as quickly as I did,
mm,
because I was thought maybe people would be afraid, you know, to wear it after me. But luckily, uh, the people that bought my Quest, they weren't wearing masks when they pulled up,
mm.
so
I've
apparently
only
they're not that concerned about it.
Well, I've been selling stuff since the beginning of this whole thing. And even when I think it was only one time I pulled up and the person had a mask on, and I'm not working, so I didn't wear it. But my thing, you know, they were fine with it. They took it off after I didn't wear it. You know what I mean? They were wearing it because they thought I was going to want them to wear it. And I think that's where a lot of people are. A lot of
Yeah,
people are trying to be polite to other people, but most people are like not as worried as say they were months ago because we're finding more out about it. So
yeah, that's exactly what happened when I sold or when I bought this 1080. You know, I had sold 2 previous things, and both the people had pulled up wearing masks. So when I went for the 1080, I got there first. I put my mask on, and then this guy pulls up without a mask, and I was like, just took it right off. You know, like okay.
yeah, no, I get it though. Like you said, you know, there is reason for fear, and I can't begrudge anybody for being afraid. As much as I don't want anybody to judge me for not being afraid. You know, so
You know, there is a silver lining to it all, right? You know, people have been VR averse for 3 years now because they don't want to put stuff on their face. Well, guess what? They're all used to putting stuff on their face now. And not only that, but half of them can't go outside. So VR would be perfect for them, right?
Yeah, no, this is the perfect time for VR. You know, I mean, it's one of those times where I feel like if people don't own a headset, they're missing out on the beginning of something big. Because this is just the beginning, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Quest 2 is going to be huge. Just these next gen specs at a last gen price. I think that it's the perfect storm for VR. And I really don't see how Facebook could can fumble here. It's unless they just again don't have enough headsets. I think it's going to be a big hit.
yeah, it's gonna be a big hit, big time. Somebody just said something. Oh yeah, he's saying X says Res Area X has two different endings. I guess you kill a one, orange mech and a blue mech, and then get different endings. So keep that in mind as well.
That's awesome. I can't wait to check it out. I'm gonna play through the whole thing again, Roots, on the Quest. And again, one of the best rail shooters, if not the best. I kind of think of it as something different. Like when I think about the best rail shooters, I don't think about Res, even though it technically is a rail shooter. It's so different from everything else that I kind of think of Res as being its own thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It definitely is different. I never think of it as a rail shooter either. It's just crazy cool. So
Yeah. So definitely a great demo title. Definitely something that you're going to want to check out in that next gen resolution, and a title that I can't wait to check out on Quest 2.
yeah, me too.
But Root, speaking of classic games coming to Oculus Quest, dude, there's no more classic a game than Myst. And Scion, who just joined the chat, or maybe he's been around, I just didn't notice him. Uh, Scion will tell you that this is one of his favorite games, and another one of those games that I look back upon with great nostalgia. But we did find out this past week that 1993's Myst, the iconic point and click puzzle adventure from Cyan Worlds, is in fact coming to the Quest platform later this year and on Steam VR headsets soon.
Later this year, we're running out of year, Wes. We're getting close to the end of it. But I'll tell you what, man, this game has memories for me as well. But I remember this was like one of my dad's favorite games. So I was talking to him the other day, and he had heard that this was out for the Quest 2 as well. I don't know that he's going to get the Quest 2, but he had to go and he really liked it. But this might be something that gets him to go get the headset. I don't know why he didn't get the Quest 1. But he definitely enjoyed the go. So
Yeah, well, is he good? Did you say he's going to get the Quest 2, or you think he might?
he may. This might be what draws him in, because I was asking him. I said, whether he had heard about the Quest 2, and he said, "Yeah, I heard Myst was coming out." That's the first thing he said. So it's on his radar, and is like one of his all-time favorite games. And so I can remember I was about 19, 18, 19, and like he would play it with my mom, and I would sit and help, and you know what I mean? It was like a family thing. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. This is the exception. When people talk about being longtime PC gamers, I've never been a PC gamer. Never ever been a PC gamer until VR, with one exception. I had a copy of Myst on CD-ROM all those many years ago, and I played Myst, and I really loved it. Now it's probably been, you know, 20 years since I played this game, but I'm absolutely looking forward to getting back into it and seeing how much of it I can remember. There are a few things I have flashes of, but most of the story and most of the puzzles I've forgotten all about.
Yeah. See, I don't remember almost anything about it, so it'll be like I'm going in fresh. But what's cool is it's built from the ground up, right? Or they're, so it's good. It's not, or is it a port over, or how are they doing that? I guess it's not.
See, that was one of the things I was concerned about with it is this just going to be a straight port, still point and click, where you're just clicking through, static scenes. And according to Scion, it says its new version of Myst is going to be a quote reimagining of the classic game, which will
Oh,
include modern sound, art, and interactions. So yeah, they're reworking it over for VR.
oh yeah. Well, it makes sense because Abduction did so well, right? And they figured out that I mean, that was a straight port, and this one they've had who knows how much time they've been putting into it. And the big thing is this is coming to the newest headset. You know what I mean? The Quest 2. This is like for everybody. Everybody's going to be getting this headset. And I mean, what a great time to have a AAA title that everybody remembers. You know, it's going to hit the older people, the people that remember this game. So
Yeah, all of us, right?
yeah,
All of us who have VR headsets.
pretty much most of us, right? You know what? I found out from my sister, my nephew just got the Quest 1. And I was telling her, I said, "Hey, you." It was like maybe a month or two ago that he should sell it and get the upgraded version. And she said, "Oh, he already sold it and bought a PlayStation 4 or something." Like, man, that kid, dude. Every time I turn around, he's selling what he's got and he's getting something different. And this time it's
Yeah,
personal. He wants to throw out the VR. He's dead to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's not cool, bro. Not unless he's just trying to get make his way into Resident Evil 7 VR. I could kind of understand that, but
yeah, that's true.
my daughter's excited because she's talked her friend into asking for a VR headset for Christmas.
Ooh,
So she come in, all excited the other day, like she wants to know which one she should buy. I'm like, Quest 2, no question. She needs a Quest 2 and a strap.
yeah, it's the same price as what you'd buy a console for. And that's another
Yeah.
thing to consider too, Wes. As long as Oculus has the headsets, there are going to be a lot of people that wanted PlayStation 5s that couldn't get them, and they'll have to settle for the Quest 2, and their kids are going to freak because it's going to be amazing. And they'll get the PlayStation 5 down the road.
Yeah, I think people are going to get what they want. I think there's a lot of different stuff that people want, and I think there's demand for absolutely all of it. And I think that much has been pretty obvious over the last couple of weeks. Everything's selling out, even to a lesser extent the Xboxes.
Yeah.
But there's still a demand for those, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, it's weird. I've had conversations with customers, and I've told them about the PlayStation 5 and the benefits of the Tempest audio and the new hard drives and all of it. And they're like, "Well, I'm more of a Xbox person." I'm like, "Well, okay,
All right, fine, have it your way.
I tried.
Enjoy playing your game in a window. I'll see you from the inside.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, Roots, for those people out there who know this game like the back of their hand, for the scions out there, the studio also says that there will be the opportunity to play the game with optional puzzle randomization, which ought to offer a healthy challenge to anyone who's already played before.
Hmm. How cool would that be for every game? Like, why is every puzzle game not like that? Randomization. We got it in level building, as far as, you come in and everything's different. Well, the puzzles should be different too. That way you could play through the entire game again almost, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as they're changing stuff up, you absolutely stuff like this does nothing but add replayability to the game. But luckily for me, it's been so long since I played this. I don't think they're going to have to change anything up. I'm going to be lost from the get go.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's 27 years, dude. Like, that's a long time.
Hard to get says I remember the first Pentium. It was the powerful desktop computer. It was from that era. Hard to get. That was when I played Myst. I didn't have the Pentium. I had the AMD equivalent. I had an Athlon. And it was the Pentium 1 era though. That was what was out at the
Hmm.
time, and that's what I used to play Myst.
Oh, cool.
Got it from Gateway Roots. I got a $2,000 uh, AMD Athlon from Gateway.
Those were the days, right? You got your computer
Yeah.
from Gateway or Dell or one of those. You order the all-in-one package, and it's the kind of computer I would never buy today because the integrated graphics cards and stuff that I know to look for now. Of course, who knows what the hell? I mean, that was a long time
I
ago.
went into debt to get that thing, and it was just so I could have a cool computer to like do work on and go and like hook my dial-up internet into.
Oh God, yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, that thing wouldn't be worth $20 today.
Yeah, no, not even 20.
Nope. Anyway, again, Myst built from the ground up for Oculus Quest. Interesting, Roots. They say it's built not for VRs. They're saying it's built from the ground up for Oculus Quest, coming on let's see, later this year. So
That's weird. Weird wording, right? I mean,
yeah,
obviously it's got to be VR if it's on the Quest. So yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, they're going to port. It's going to be a Quest port into Steam VR.
Hmm. Well, Jarillo now. Enter in Jarillo's comments about how it's
Yeah.
going to look like crap, right?
Well, I mean, it is missed, dude. It's like a 30-year-old game.
That's true. I bet it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to blow people like Scion that are like huge fans away. And
Now, let me ask you this: you think we'll actually get it this year?
I don't think so. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, if it could be ready. I've never even heard about it until a couple days ago. And that's the thing is like, this is what happens in VR. It's like, oh, all of a sudden this is
This
here.
might be the reason that they postponed Firmament, right? Because they've been working on Mist.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I'd rather play Myst anyway. And then isn't that the Firmament a sequel to it or no?
No, no,
No.
it's made for VR, exclusive, off to its own world thing. I think. I mean, they could surprise us.
Oh yeah. Well, Drillo, we're not trying to put words in your mouth. So tell me what you think then. Usually it's the if it's on the Quest, then it's obviously going to be shit on PC, but that may not be for everything. And Scion VR says the game sucks. He doesn't like Myst. It's dead to him.
Yeah, it's because it's a Quest port. It's got that master race bias going on.
Yeah, Jim Hall says Roots does that to him all the time.
Come on, man.
It's messed up, Jim. It's messed up.
Anyway, let's move on to our final title. Man, they've announced a lot of games last week. You know, Roots, I've never been quite that interested in Warhammer to the point where I've been given keys and I've just passed them on the Discord. I think Amazon Prime even tried to give me Warhammer. I've never been interested in Warhammer until now because this past week at Facebook Connect, Pixel Toys revealed action shooter Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sister on Oculus Quest. Most Warhammer 40K video games tend to revolve around the Space Marines and their continual fight across the Imperium. Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sister will shine a light on one of the Emperor's other fighting factions, the Sisters of Battle. You'll don the armor and war gear of Sister Ophelia, a veteran sister who is searching for her long lost twin sister while fighting hordes of heretics. Roots, can you wait to don the armor and war gear of Sister Ophelia?
I don't know. It looks really cool. I never played any Warhammer either, but this looks really good. And I don't know. Is anybody in the chat played Warhammer? Is this something on your radar? Because this, I mean, I gotta assume if you were into this series, this is huge, right?
Yeah, this is one of the keys we got last year from Intel. Remember they had all the VR games and then they ran out. So then we took flat games and we passed them on to the Discord. It was one of them was Warhammer.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we should have played it, right? We missed out. This does look good though. I mean, I like the way
absolutely.
I like the way the enemies, again, this is what, I felt like for so long, enemies in VR were just very generic and the way they moved, but these things seem like they're really coming at you where you got split seconds to decide what you're doing, and looks cool.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it looks high action. It makes me wonder how this thing's actually going to run on an Oculus Quest.
Well, is it Quest 1 too? I guess that's if it runs on one, it has to run on the other, or as far as we know.
It did not specify two, so I imagine that it's probably going to run on both.
So this is another game that's coming out in the holidays of 2020. Another game we didn't know existed until last week. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, man. It's games and games and games and games and games for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Oh, cool. This is exactly what we thought was going to happen, and we're here now, Wes, and you have no headset.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
Facing Chaos Space Marines, as well as other monstrosities, you'll be able to use legendary weapons, including bolters, plasma pistols, flamers, lost rifles, power swords, and chain swords. Roots, have you ever seen a chain sword?
I have not, but I'd like to see it. I'd like to.
It sounds awesome, don't it?
Slice someone up with it in a video game.
I'd like to try to. I wish I had a chain sword to fight Jack.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh
perfect.
well, I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna work, dude. Nothing I've used against him's worked so far. It's like every time I think that fucker's dead, he gets back up. Says, "Nah, I'm not dead." So,
Additionally, you'll have use of Acts of Faith, special abilities allowing you to push back enemies and objects, create a force field, or slow time when the situation requires it. So you have supernatural abilities to go along with your badass weapons arsenal, Roots.
oh wow. Now it's just, I mean, did they say how much this was gonna cost or how long it's gonna be? By chance, probably not.
I have no idea.
Uh,
There is no announcement on cost and or length.
okay. Well, I guess it's a surprise. Surprise.
But we do know that Warhammer 40K Battle Sister will take place across multiple environments, traveling between war-torn planets into alien strongholds and onto massive spaceships designed for one thing: war. The video game will feature story-driven campaign as well as multiplayer features as well,
Ooh.
Roots.
Oh wow. I wonder what the multiplayer is it gonna be like getting to play against or maybe co-op or I guess that's kind of up in the air as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, that it's interesting. It's so interesting because Warhammer is it's said to be a Quest exclusive.
Mm.
So this one's not coming to the Oculus Link store or Steam VR.
Wow. See, well, I mean, it needs to happen at some point. I said this in the first quest. They need to have exclusives that you can't play anywhere else and draw people in. Maybe down the road they'll open it up for Link. I don't know, but Link enhanced, like you say.
Yeah, yeah, they might release a Link enhanced version later. Um, yeah, I mean, especially if they're going to do multiplayer, right? You'd think that that would be one of the ways to bolster their lobby.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, especially if it's multiplayer. It's probably it may just be co-op, but I guess if it was co-op, they would specify that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think co-op would be great for a game like this because it plays like a. I mean, looking at it, it looks like it plays like an arcade game, right? Like one of those cabinets you sit down inside.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's cool because I mean, I paid a lot of money, shelled in a lot of quarters into those games because they were so good. Like, I don't understand. A lot of people are, this is too arcadey. Well, fuck, man. When you were a kid, you spent $20 on that arcade game. Now you have it in your house and you're in the game and you're bitching about it. What's wrong with you? So,
Yeah, no, right. I like arcade games. I mean, I wouldn't want everything to be an arcade game, but I wouldn't want everything to be any one kind of game, right?
yeah, I mean, it's just there's places for Sims and there's arcadey games. And, I mean, there's a game where it's charming and you're moving stuff around in a really cool environment. So
Yeah, absolutely. We got room for all kinds of games, especially in VR, because more often than not, I find that something that I like about most games that I play.
yeah, absolutely. And they're improving it, man. Every time I get into a newer game, it's just getting better and better and better. So
Indeed. Well, Roots, I think that's going to wrap us up for this week. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and turning up during this very special late edition of the Monday show. Uh, I guess I have to get back to it now, Roots. Don't I have to get back to the refresh?
mm, hopefully you get it, dude. Like I just get the 3090. Just do it.
If I did that, I could do that. This is what I would have to do that. I would have to cancel my G2 and possibly my Quest as well, or at least
Mm,
my PlayStation or something. I'd
ah,
have to cancel two of the items I've already got ordered to afford a 3090.
wow. It would be worth it in one hand, and then on the other, if it was me and I was making that choice, it'd be 3090 PlayStation, scrap the rest. But knowing you, that's what I would get. But because you can't though, because you need the Quest 2 because you don't have a headset. So I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
I gotta get one of those too, and it's going to be the Quest because I sold my other Quest out from under my family, so they'll kill me
Mm,
if I don't get the number two.
yeah. Well, I guess the 3080 is it then, or maybe the Ti. So,
Yeah, well, that's it. It'd be 3080, 3070, 2080 Ti. I'll end up getting one of those.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Onakazi asked, "Do I have 3 slots open for 3090?" I absolutely do because I sold my capture card.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'd like to remind you, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Click the notification bell to stay up with all of our content. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up because we like you. If you'd like to do a little something more to help support us, you can support us by donating on Patreon, where for as little as $3 per month, you can gain access to our weekly show notes as well as the always awesome money show. And all the stuff we're buying, man, we could use those Patreon support, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because even the games, that's just so much to talk about and review, right?
I'm broke, son. I'm broke. Anyway, for those of you who would like to continue the conversation, you can do so by scrolling down to the description below, and there you will find an invitation to our Discord, where the conversation is always ongoing, 24/7. We talk about VR, we talk about other stuff, we talk about life, Roots, and things are tough all over.
Yeah, well, it's definitely it, and Discord is where it's at for sure.
Absolutely. Anyway, with that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. And for Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you on